Hi everybody, today we are going to continue our introduction to Google Sheets. Remember that Google Sheets is a spreadsheet application. Spreadsheet applications are used to store and organize data. You can organize any kind of information. You could keep track of the books you read, the exercise you do. This week, you are going to get to play on your own Google Sheet, and you can do whatever you like. I'm going to show you a couple things though that I want you to pay attention to and maybe even practice a little bit. So the first thing I want to remind you is that a Google Sheet looks different than a Google Doc or a Google Slideshow. It's situated into what's called cells. Now, cells are made up of the columns. A column runs up and down. That's vertically. And it is labeled or named by the letters of the alphabet. So this is column B. This one over here is column F. Rows, on the other hand, run side to side or horizontally. Rows are named by the numbers starting with 1, 2, 3, and going on and on and on and on, as many rows as you need. The cell is where a row and a column meet. Everything that you need in a cell is in one place. You can make them bigger or smaller. So I can make this wider. I could also make it fatter or deeper. I could do whatever I want to make that display the information I need better. So I'm going to start with a little bit. I'm going to go back and make it as the original. Today I'm going to show you some thing that I'm going to make. I'm going to make a table showing how many days a week a person or people exercise and how many minutes a day they exercise. So the first thing I want in the first column is the person's name. The second column is going to be a question. How many Now, how many days a week do you exercise? Now, I'm using words in this cell, but all of the data underneath is going to be numbers. Notice that it spills over into the next cell. When I click on this cell, everything is there in the FX box. If I click here, though, notice that it's empty. I'm going to put here, how many minutes do you Again, I have words in the cell, but all the data underneath is going to be numbers. Now, the way this looks, it doesn't make much sense. I'm going to show you a couple things. What I could do is make this bigger to make it a little bit wider, but that's not going to work either because it's still not quite right. So I'm going to go here, and what I want to do is make this wider. So maybe that'll help. So I can just take my mouse when it looks like that and I drag it down. Oh, that's not working either. But there's something I could do. Over here are tools. And there's something called text wrapping. What this means is that it's going to wrap the text instead of making it go straight across. I'm going to click here, and what I wanted to do is go to the middle one. It says wrap. Now look at that. It all fits in one cell and you can see everything. I'm going to do that here as well. Text wrapping. And I'm going to go to wrap. This is overflow. We don't want overflow. That's what was original. This is wrap and this is clip. We don't want to do that either. We want wrap. Now it all fits very nicely. Okay, so I'm going to ask some people. Pretend I ask Geo first. And Geo exercises 4 days a week for 10 minutes. Now notice, I don't want to put any words in there because this tells me that it's minutes, so I don't need to write the word minute again. This is days. Now I'm going to ask another person. Let's say Mary. And Mary exercises 7 days a week for 20 minutes each day. I'm going to do 2 more people. Ian exercises 4 days a week for 15 minutes. And John exercises 1 day a week for 5 minutes. Let's see, one more. Kara exercises for 4, no, let's say 6 days a week for 15 minutes. Okay, so we have some information there, and it's pretty easy to understand. But now I want to make it a little bit more appealing to look at. Watch what I could do now. I'm going to click on the first cell, and I'm just going to hold my mouse down and kind of go like this. And I want to put some lines around this. Watch what happens here. I'm going to put borders, and I'm going to put borders everywhere. Now there's lines. Look at that. Now I want to do something again. Same thing with borders, same way I did it before, but this time I want to make the border a different color. I could choose all of these colors, like that one. And I can make the lines look different. I can make it look bold, like that. Let's see what happens. Whoops, I didn't do it. Sorry. I clicked too soon. So I'm going to go to my borders, color. Let's see, go to that one. And this one, and I want it to be all. There we go. Now I have all the borders. Also, I want this to be centered. See how it's over to the left here? But I want it to be centered. So I'm going to go over here to horizontal line, click center. I'm going to do that here as well. And here. Let's see, what else can I do? I can change the font as well. So I can highlight this, and let's make it this one. And I want it to be bold, so I click bold. Just like in Google Sheets, in Google Docs, I could change that. Another thing I could do is make this all centered. I could go here, and this is vertical line, and I could put it in the middle. Maybe I want the names to be in the center also. So I'm going to click. And actually I can click up here, highlight everything, and make everything in that column in the middle. I can add more lines between the cells and go to borders. And I'm going to leave these black. I'm just going to click on, that's going to be blue. I don't want blue. I want them to be black. I also don't want it to be so thick. I maybe want broken lines there. Do it, this one. And now they have little dots. There are many different things. I can also, maybe, I want to fill some color in here. So I want the color on this name to be different than the others. So I'm going to go back here and go to fill. And I want to put some yellow there. Now I have a yellow. Maybe the days of the week. I want to make fill green. And minutes. I'm going to make the minutes pinkish. Okay? So you can do lots of different things. I can also change the size of the font, just like in Google Docs. Now watch what happens though. everything gets squished together. What I could do is to make that better. I could do this. And make my cells bigger. And then it fits nicely. Now I'm looking at this. Should these be centered? I could do that also. Again, click here and click center. And if I want to have those two centered, I should probably do this one also. All right, so I can also just add color to cells randomly. I can go here. I could click on a fill color, put that there. I could probably make a picture. I don't know what I'm going to make the picture of, but it's something you could do as well. All right, there's just a few of the things you could do with sheets. I want you to play around with it this week. No specific things that you have to do. Just see what you could do and what you can make and put into a Google Sheet. Have a great week, and as always, if you have a question, just send me a private message in Google Classroom and I will respond as soon as I can. Have a great week. Bye.